Our topic now is change, and space is the final frontier. In 1961, John F. Kennedy, then President of the United States of America, committed our nation's resources to achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon. 8 years later, July 16, 1969, Neil Armstrong, as mission commander of Apollo 11, achieved that goal, taking an historic one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. But the leap Neil made was not the leap we were expecting. We ventured into space expecting to find a new frontier, a limitless horizon into which we could expand endlessly, as our fathers and our forefathers have since time immemorial expanded across the face of the earth. Instead, we found an empty wasteland, nothing but rocks. Looking back from the vast emptiness of space, we see that the earth is truly a special place, blue and bright and sunny and shining, filled with life and hope and promise. But we see also that the earth is alone, closed in upon itself, floating in a vast emptiness, separated from other spatial possibilities not so much by distance as by time. The light we see from the stars at night takes millions of years to reach us. We cannot travel faster than the speed of light, and we do not have millions of years. So we cannot travel to the stars. We just do not have the time. And between us and the stars, what is there? No air to breathe, no water to drink, no foods to eat, no place to stand or rest our heads. Just a bunch of rocks floating in space. Perhaps someday our children's children will break the barriers of time and travel to the stars, but we cannot. So for us, there is no new frontier. We have the earth, and it is well and truly ours, but it is all we have. The giant leap that Neil Armstrong made when he stepped out onto the surface of the moon was not a leap into a new frontier. It was a leap into a new reality. All the generations that passed before us stood on the inside looking out. Neil was the first to stand on the outside and look in. We all participated with him in that activity as we watched Neil on national television. Since then, for us as for Neil, things will never be the same. When you stand on the inside and look out, the horizon looms large in your experience. For some of us, this horizon marks the end of the world, beyond which lies a great unknown, a place of danger, adventure, and discovery. For others, it is the frontier, beyond which can be found new possibilities for a new beginning. When you step outside and look back in, as Neil Armstrong did when he stood upon the surface of the moon, you are no longer aware of a horizon. There is no end of the world, there is no great unknown, and there is no frontier. Without the horizon to hold your attention, you focus instead on the changes taking place within your world, and you see, as if for the first time, that your world is and always has been at once more stable and more dynamic than had previously been recognized. Try as you might, however, you cannot contain this new awareness of dynamic stability within the old expectations of discovery and expansion. Our old familiar patterns no longer fit the new facts. Lines get crossed. Images become confused. Words fail us. Time gets out of joint. We expect everything to always be more of the same, but yet somehow something is always different. When standing on the inside looking out, our awareness was focused on the horizon. And whenever there is a horizon, there is also always a beyond the horizon. Beyond the horizon, we always expect more. More discoveries, more adventures, more possibilities. When you stand on the outside and look in, you take away the horizon. And when you take away the horizon, you also take away the beyond. And when you take away the beyond, you also take away the more. Our expectations of more no longer fit because in the new experience of standing on the outside looking in, there is no more. If the old expectations of more no longer fit our new activity of standing on the outside looking in, what expectations do fit? Well, what are the dynamics of our new activity? What is it that makes these dynamics so unique? Looking back on the Earth from outer space, we expect to see the land and the sea. These are the two great artifacts of our terrestrial experiences. Instead, what do we see? Clouds. Viewed from Earth, clouds are a sometime thing. They race across our sky, sometimes blocking out the sun, other times not. Clouds appear and then they are gone, only to appear again at some unknown time and place. Viewed from outer space, clouds are a constant thing. They whirl and swirl in eddies around the earth, changing size and shape as they change position, but they are always there somewhere, floating over both land and sea, irrigating the earth and obscuring our view. Clouds are a unique artifact in our new activity of standing on the outside looking in, and the unique thing about clouds is that you have to make adjustments for them. Where the horizon gave us something to expand into in the old activity of standing on the inside looking out, clouds give us something to adjust for in the new activity of standing on the outside looking in. Next, we will look at dynamic stability as change within limits.